Hey guys, and welcome to Wrestling Days! I thought I'd go big on this one because this is going to be a big pay-per-view. This is the last pay-per-view before, I suppose, the brand split properly starts. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think there's some great matches on this. And I think the brand split has added some extra intrigue. So we'll go through each match and talk about who we think's going to win and why. But it's worth keeping that brand split in mind as well. I can tell you that Raw have got 12 people on the card and SmackDown have got 10. So it is almost kind of 50-50, you know, there's not masses of difference in it. So there's 12 Raw stars, 10 SmackDown stars. Where it gets interesting is with the title defences. The WWE title is Seth Rollins, which is Raw, against Roman Reigns, which is Raw, against Dean Ambrose, that's SmackDown. The women's title isn't being defended. The tag titles aren't being defended. The US title, so the US title is Rusev on Raw against Zack Ryder on SmackDown. And then you've got the Intercontinental title, which is The Miz on SmackDown and Darren Young on Raw. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, who cares? What does it matter? It's not going to make any difference. I think it's going to make a massive difference. I don't think WWE are going to be happy with every belt going on to Raw. That's surely not going to make any sense whatsoever. You've got to make sure there's at least one champion on SmackDown. And I think that is why, and we're just going to go straight into it, Dean Ambrose retains, right? The reason I think that is because I think Darren Young is going to win the Intercontinental title. I think they've been building up Darren Young. Now, it could be that he just loses and then gets another match at SummerSlam where he wins it. I could see that happening. But I don't think The Miz being the only champion on SmackDown is best for business, right? So I think it's got to make sense to keep the title on Dean Ambrose. Because people will naturally tune into Monday Night Raw. Are people going to tune in to Tuesday? It's SmackDown that needs the support. SmackDown needs as much help as it can get. So it might make sense for The Miz to hold on to the title, but I just think I can't bank on the fact that WWE are going to do a rematch. So they've built Darren Young up. I'm a big Darren Young fan. I mean, I wasn't that big until they threw Bob Backlund into the mix. We're going to make Darren Young great again. You know, as soon as they put that into the equation, I was on board. You know, an all-time legend. I am firmly on the Darren Young bandwagon. So I think Darren Young will win it. If he doesn't, then I'm sure he will at SummerSlam. But if that is true, there's no way that Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns can win the WWE title because, as we've said, that means there's no belts then on SmackDown. So I think Dean Ambrose retains for that reason. Plus also, Dean kind of could really do with it because he had that feud against Seth and, you know, he kind of lost that. You know, Seth came out of that in 2015 and held on to the title. And then also, Dean had that big loss in the final of the tournament to crown the new WWE champion at Survivor Series just gone. So he's constantly been playing second fiddle. I think that this is maybe, for quite a while, the only opportunity to do the Shield triple threat. And I just think it would be the right call for Dean Ambrose to retain. Do I think that's what's going to happen? I'm not sure. Who knows? You know, this really could go any way. They could put it back on Roman because he's the new guy, but then what has his suspension done to, you know, does Vince still see him that way? Could they go back with Seth? Absolutely. You know, he brings credibility. He was, you know, basically the champion of 2015. Never lost the title. And so I could see him going that way, or from a business point of view, it probably makes the most sense to keep the title on Dean Ambrose. So I'm going to say they stick with Dean. I'm going to go that way, but honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they went a different direction. Next, we've got Cena and Enzo and Cass against Styles and the Club. This is tricky. Cena, SmackDown, Enzo and Cass, Raw. And then you've got Styles, SmackDown, but the Club, Raw. Both teams are split. I think they'll go with Cena, Enzo and Cass because I just think that Enzo and Cass could do with the victory. I think that the Club might have some mini implosion because obviously Styles is breaking away and going over to SmackDown. Do we see the debut of Balor in this? Does Balor come show his face? You know, are they going to go with Balor Club? Because Balor's on Raw and so is Gallows and Anderson, and that could be a way forward. But I'm not sure that they do that. They might want to show us before Monday, get people to tune in on Monday. So yeah, there's a chance, but I think it's more likely that Cena, Enzo and Big Cass pick up the victory. The Club kind of go their separate ways somehow, and then we build towards Balor Club. I have heard that they've kind of moved away from the Balor Club kind of merchandise and the trademark, but you know, it was an idea that they had, and this is how the cards have fallen. There's no guarantee they knew exactly that this was going to be the case months and months and months ago. Everything I hear about WWE is they very much book on the fly, and there's lots of rewrites on the day, and I don't know. I think, again, this is close to call, and this is why this is a really interesting pay-per-view, because it's all very close to call. It might not mean much in the long run, though. That's the only problem. But I would imagine that a Styles-Cena feud is still going to continue. I'd imagine that an Enzo, Cass, Gallows and Anderson feud will continue. So there will be something that comes out of it. Next match I've got is Becky Lynch going up against Natalya. This is SmackDown versus SmackDown. And I don't see any way that Becky Lynch doesn't win this. She's been cheated over again and again and again. She was the first diva pick for SmackDown. I think that means that they've got a lot of confidence in her, and I think that confidence will be kind of repaid and shown from Becky by picking up the victory, and so she can really be the spearhead, or one of the spearheads for SmackDown. And the reason that I say one of the spearheads is because of that second Divas match. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Charlotte and Dana Brooke, Raw and Raw, versus Sasha, Raw, and a mystery partner. Everybody knows who that mystery partner is, or at least thinks they know who that mystery partner is. I don't know who it is. I've got a feeling that it's Bayley, and I think that's who everybody else thinks it is going to be. I hope it's Bayley. I will freak Le Chic if it's Bayley, because for me, Bayley is just the woman that the women's division has been waiting for. She really connects with all age groups, all demographics, men, women, kids, elderly people. She connects with absolutely everybody. She has got the it factor. She is likeable. You know, she's got wrestling in her blood. She's paid her dues. She's great in a ring. She's put on matches of the year. She ticks every box. So if it is Bayley, it'll be, what a moment. What a fantastic moment. Where does she go, though, after that? Because, as we said, Charlotte Raw, Dana Raw, Sasha Raw. She can't go to Raw. They can't move Bayley to Raw. Raw is already stacked. I think Raw has got 7 women, whereas SmackDown has got 6. Feels naturally as though Bayley should go to SmackDown, and SmackDown need Bayley, you know, to really be the spearhead, if you will. Because over on Raw, I think they've got, is it Paige, and they've got Charlotte, and they've got Sasha. Whereas when you look over on SmackDown, they only have Becky, Natalya, a lot of like lower down names as well, you know, like Alexa Bliss, Carmella. Are they gonna really make a difference? Are they gonna really make an impact? It's gonna take them time, so we'll have to see. But I think it will be Bayley, and I think that Sasha and Bayley will pick up the win. Really looking forward to that match. Next up, we've got Rusev against Zack Ryder. I don't see any way that Zack Ryder wins this. I think it'll be Rusev all day long. I think they're building him up for something big. And I don't see Zack Ryder as being that. Plus also the fact that Mojo Rawley was called up for SmackDown means that Zack Ryder surely goes into a Hype Bros tag team. I don't think they will put the title, the US title, on him. I don't think they'll do what they did with Kalisto, because I just didn't think that worked, having the US champion be one half of, you know, a tag team. So I think this is going to be Rusev all day long. New Day against the Wyatts. This isn't for the titles, which is why I think the Wyatts will win. I think the Wyatts need the victory. I think they need to be built up. I don't know what happens with Braun Strowman, because he's going over to Raw. I think that's a very interesting dynamic, because I think they've been teasing that Xavier's going to turn on the New Day. Who's to say that Strowman doesn't turn on the Wyatts? Might not happen. And I'll be very interested to see how this match goes, but because it's not for the belts, I think the Wyatts pick up the victory, because why not? Why not? I think the why nots will pick up the victory. Sami Zayn against Kevin Owens. Honestly, flip a coin. You're talking about two of the best workers on the whole roster, or both rosters. Although saying that, they're both on Raw. And I'm going to go with Sami. I'm going to go with Sami because I think that Kevin has come out the better in the feud so far, and I think that Sami could really do with making a big statement and getting a win back himself. So I think this will go to Sami. I think though that this could be a match of the year. Every time these two guys face one-on-one, it's a candidate for a match of the year for me. I still think my match of the year, yeah, I think it could be Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens from Payback, because they had to put on a match straight after Enzo knocked himself out, and obviously no one knew what was happening with Enzo. To go out there, not think about it, brush that off and put on the match that they put on, which was an absolute clinic, I just think was fantastic, and I think should be, for me, gets the edge over Sami Zayn Nakamura. But it's close. It's hard to say, but I think that's definitely one to look out for. Interestingly, I just thought as well, who's to say that Sasha's partner's a woman? Could you imagine that? Imagine if Big Show came out. And then final match that I've got is Bri Xango against the Usos. This is a pre-show match, but quite fitting that we finish on it because I love Bri Xango. I honestly love them. I don't think Fandango's been given much of a chance to shine, and I think that his gimmick wasn't right when he first came up. I think Tyler Breeze was fantastic in NXT. I think he got called up and they had nothing for him past a feud with Dolph Ziggler, who seems to be just there to put over NXT talent. But I love this tag team. I think they're funny. They make me laugh. Their backstage segments make me laugh. And I think they're very entertaining, and I don't think they win. I think the Usos pick up the victory because I think they're the credible wrestling team. But who cares? Bri Xango will be over in defeat in my eyes, because I just find them humorous. I think that's everything. I think that is the whole predictions for Battleground. I'd love to know your thoughts and the reasons why. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Wrestling Days UK. If you haven't subscribed, be crazy wicked good if you could subscribe, because that's just nice, isn't it? It gives me a nice warm feeling inside, and I need a warm feeling inside because I've still got this cold, but it is going. It's starting to budge. I'm starting to feel stronger, starting to feel like a soldier ready to head towards the battleground. See what I did? Towards the battleground that's on the horizon, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I'll have reaction videos, review videos, and everything else. Cool. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoy Battleground, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.